Welcome, all you lovely people, to your weekly energy update, and we're looking at the week of June 5th through June 12th. These are timeless, of course, so no matter when you're coming across these, they will have messages for you. I would trust your intuition if it brought you here. There are definitely messages for you. Now, we are just entering the Saturn retrograde, which started on June 4th, and Saturn is going to be in Aquarius for this entire period starting June 4th going through October 23rd. Now, Saturn was the original traditional ruler over Aquarius before Uranus was discovered, so they do have this kind of old bond between them. So there's some extra juiciness and flavor that will be with Saturn coming through this period. You can kind of look at Saturn as like this strict grandfather who teaches us their wisdom, and when we do the work for them and do the work that they present to us, then they also reward us with, inheritance, right? So they are this taskmaster in a way, and so we just will look into where are they wanting us to do some work. And because this period of time from June 4th all the way through October 23rd, it will be in Aquarius in retrograde. It will be in our 11th house of Aquarius energy. So the classroom that we're going to be in, revisiting our beliefs, because that's what Saturn does. It has us challenge how we think about a particular area of our life. So the 11th house is about like our beliefs, our interactions with society, groups of friends or colleagues or whatever groups we're a part of. And it can be like our view of the entire world as well. So during this retrograde, Saturn is always having us do the work, but during the retrograde is kind of like our time to review our notes we've been taking as we're going through a classroom. We reflect on what we've learned and really what changes we want to introduce into our lives when Saturn goes direct on October 23rd. So, Saturn goes into retrograde every single year for about a third of the year. So this isn't something new and surprising for us. It's just something that will unfold for us. So for this reading, what we're going to be looking at is what would be in our highest experience to review during this Saturn retrograde. And I'm going to have a reading for each individual zodiac sign. I'm going to jump into yours right now. All right, all my Aquarians, this is your weekly energy update, and we're going to start off by pulling from these archetype cards. And all of the cards that I use in a reading, I do list in the description box below. So let's give these a shuffle, and the archetype cards kind of show a personality, I guess a piece of our personality, like that's what archetypes are. And this will just be a start on what area of our life that we can review during this Saturn retrograde. So let's take a look here for our Aquarians. What would you like them to? Okay. So that'll be here. And then we're also using these Power of Surrender cards just to get more information on what area of our lives we can reflect upon during this Saturn retrograde. Okay. You didn't even have to start asking, so that's it here. And okay, they do want me to pull the Sun and Moon Tarot cards here before we have the reveal. So let me just shuffle these up. All right, so what else do you want Aquarians to know, please? All right, so you do have these three. Put those like that. What else? Okay. Okay. So we've got these here. And what else, please? Okay, there we go. So all of these they had show up in face up. put these, they had face down. So they do want to reveal these though. Let me just get these kind of a little set up here, and we'll start with the archetype here. And you've got Messiah. Beautiful. And it has both light and shadow attributes. So the lighter side of this energy is that you serve humanity with humility. And that is very much Aquarian. You serve humanity, trying to help it move to a more evolutionary, higher place on its path. So that's so you. And then the shadow attribute is exaggerated belief that you are the only means through which a cause can succeed. So there is this feeling here of, and it's kind of, I feel like this pressured feeling. It's not like this Messiah complex where you think, I am the end all be all of all things that must happen through me. It's this pressure feeling instead, where it's like, oh my gosh, if I don't do it, no one's going to do it. And there's only this way, So there's this pressure coming in. Let's see what else we have with this Power of Surrender card. Surrender to setting limits. And that says, it is healthy to set boundaries in relationships. Practice expressing your needs and remember that no is a complete sentence. And so that is so perfect for what we were just talking about, because, there is this message of give and take. When we give too much, then we go out of balance and the whole energy exchange goes out of balance. Also, if we take too much, that also has the give and take relationship, that beautiful balance. It goes out of balance in the other direction. So, of course, with this Messiah message here, it is saying that we usually go in the other direction where we overgive and we won't receive, right? And so sometimes we give to our own detriment till we're so exhausted we have nothing left to give, right? So this is what this is about, is setting these boundaries, looking at your needs as well as we go into this. And then we're going to kind of separate these and start with this one right here, which is the Eight of Pentacles. And the Eight of Pentacles it's about the outside world. The other three suits in the tarot have to do with all our inner world, like our thoughts, our energy, our emotions, but this is all about our outside world and about our abundance, our worth. Because Pentacles is about usually called coins sometimes too. So it's like, how do we place the value on our worth? And this beautiful thing about the Eight of Pentacles is, and especially this one, when they have all this heart, you're giving so much. You have given and given and given and given, and you've been doing the work, you've been putting all of this effort into creating and sharing it with the world. But the Eight of Pentacles means a variety of things, but I also believe the eights are about you're ready to go into a new level. You're ready to go to this more balanced place of being. And I'm kind of hearing that you don't have to work so hard. You have this belief that you have to work your fingers to the bone to be able to have something happen. And they're like, it doesn't need to take that much effort. So you are ready for this new movement, this new level of how you're expressing yourself to the world and how you're putting your value of yourself based on the results from the outside world. Okay, yep. So like the Messiah here, they're showing me, I didn't get enough people to come to the, like in the Christian Bible, Jesus, when he went to do the parables and but no one came, it's like, oh no, not enough. We were looking to fill all the, they just showed me Sister Act 2, that she was all talking about their, when she put on the performances about, she called it a performance instead of like a church service, and she wanted to get butts in the seats. And there's kind of like this feeling like that of, oh, I'm basing my worth, I'm basing my success upon other people's reactions. Do I have enough likes? Do I have enough followers, on Instagram, or enough people watching our videos? It's all those things that we used for our validation, right? And so, but you're ready for this next level. You're ready to just give without, looking for anything. It's like it says here, serving humanity with humility, which is just you're doing what you love and you're sharing what you love, and you're not going to get distracted by other people's opinions coming back. And that's where this fear of not saying no comes in, or more accurately, the fear of when you say no, what is that going to mean? If I say no to something, is that going to cause us repercussion and everyone's going to abandon, me, basically. And we're going to go to this side over here next. And here you have the high priestess, which is so great because the high priestess is one of the most psychic, most connected to the spiritual side, individuals in the deck. And she has the ability to go behind the veil, to go beneath the surface, to go into her temple and connect to the moon, to connect to the higher energies, to the spiritual realm of all those loving beings up above. So this is about trusting your gut, trusting your intuition. And I love that with coming into this message here, because right next to it, you also have the King of Wands. Wands is your drive, your ambition, your passion, your energy, but it's also your spiritual energy. And for me, for this reading especially, the King is the highest spiritual energy that you can experience, which is connecting to the higher realms. So you have both of these side by side next to each other here with this message of connecting more deeply internally and connecting to a higher place, which is so perfect for this because here you have the swords. Swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. And the princess, they are like the page of swords in the standard tarot. They're all about new messages coming in. It's also about new thoughts and new beliefs going to another level within them, which is kind of like what we're talking about here. And she has this Ace of Swords here, and she also has this beautiful butterfly of transformation. The Ace of Swords is a very powerful tool that you're being given from the heavens. She's like, think of it as like a student. They like to study and they like to understand things. And so, of course, being Aquarius, you being an air sign, totally up your alley. But the Ace of Swords is about connecting to the capital T truths of the higher places, those that are based and rooted in unconditional love. It also allows you to cut away those thoughts and those beliefs of fear of the human side of us, of all those expectations, those supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and have to be's. It's cutting all that away and allowing you to trust your gut and to connect to the higher realms and allowing that to define your worth rather than all those fear-based, restrictions and everything of, the human experience as, thrown upon us, as conditioned with us growing up of this, like I was talking about before, if you're in social media, you're looking at how many Facebook friends you have, how many Instagram followers, how many YouTube likes and views, and, just all these things. Or when you're in this type of relationship, or you have this type of job, this type of education, this type of social status, this type of body, this type of possessions, this type of bank accounts. We have all these things, that we're told of what should be and are supposed to be in order to be lovable and acceptable. And that's kind of the root of these fears of, I can't say no, because if I say no, then I won't get those things and I'll be rejectable. And that is where that fear comes in, right? This, I have to be the one that does it so that I can show my worth rather than trusting, connecting to your higher realm, letting that become the foundation of who you are. Because we come into the Four of Swords here. And the Four of Swords is this peace of mind. And usually they'll have like three swords up on like a wall and then someone sleeping on the Ace of Swords. And the Three of Swords basically is our expectations. It's those three areas of our life that we are told are supposed to define us, right? Relationships, situations, and things. It's like these three swords represent these belief systems that we are told from very young. A relationship, you have to find the one, you have to have friends, people have to love you, you have to be in these loving relationships, whether it's friends, family, romantic, or, work, even your fur babies and feather babies, whatever it may be, we're told all these relationships are supposed to define who you are. Or situations like we talked about, any kind of circumstances you can get in, jobs, education, like I said, social status, just any kind of circumstances that you can get in. And then also things, our bodies, our possessions, and our bank accounts. So you have these three swords that we're told, these define your success, these define who you are, blah, 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 blah. But they're all unstable, right? Relationships, people change or they pass away. So those are unstable. Situations never stay the same, so they're unstable. And things, our bodies, they break down, deteriorate, are stolen, or catch on fire. And so all of those things are unstable. So we have this, instability where our mind is not at rest because it's constantly trying to control all these things, trying to be the one that does all these things, trying to meet all these expectations, right? But the surrender, the setting limits, and allowing ourselves to go, wait a minute, we don't need all those things to happen. That Ace of Swords connecting to those capital T truths of the unconditional love of the higher realm, that becomes our foundation of our worth, of how we're looking at our lives here in this planet. And that's why we're able to rest, because all that other stuff was unstable, but the unconditional love of the other side, of the creator of all our posse of beings of support, of unconditional love and light on the other side, unconditional, no conditions. It only takes one condition to make something conditional, so no conditions. And that means we can't do anything to lose it, and we don't have to do anything to gain more of it because we have 100% access always already. So when that becomes your foundation, that puts your mind at rest. You no longer have this, Messiah complex of I need to be it. Otherwise I'm a failure, and I fear that, right? I can't say no because then what will people think? Why will I feel, abandoned? They will get upset with me and they'll tell everyone that I told them no, and what will everyone think? And it's like, wow, when you have this foundation in unconditional love, you don't care. And then you come to this Seven of Pentacles. And you also have the 10 of Pentacles. So you got the 8, the 7, and the 10 of Pentacles. And I love that these came, right close to each other. Because the 7 of Pentacles is like you have planted things, you've been doing things, and you started to see the fruit grow, and you understand that it's taking time for it to grow, that the fruit isn't totally on, it's not ripe, it's not edible yet. So it's like you're doing the work, you're, there's this phrase, chop wood, carry water. And it's like you're doing the daily things, you're watering the plant, making sure it has nutrition, you're protecting it from bugs and things eating it, protecting it when hail comes, you put a little blanket over it or whatever, you're doing the things to help your fruit grow. And so it just is about that. It takes time for those things to unfold. It takes time for this to, for you to move in a different direction. And it talks here, this is our fear of failure. You're fearing that, well, what if I fall asleep? What if something bad happens to my crop? What will happen? You'll just plant something else new. There is no failure. It's all experience in the human world, right? Again, coming back to this beautiful peace of mind when you are looking at your life as unconditional. There's no grade system when it comes to the creator on the other side. I know we're taught about judgment and, when we go to the other side and all these, type of spiritual beliefs and organized religions have this, fear of judgment. And I always say that you always know if something is of the Creator or of man based on if it's of unconditional love, it's of the Creator. If it's of fear, it's of man. And so that helps clarify things very clearly, very quickly when I'm confused. And so this fear of failure is of the man. That's of the three swords, right? Of those expectations. But then you have success. This is the 10 of Pentacles is all about, 10 is endings and new beginnings. So there is this message in here of this new way of looking at your worth coming in here, but also is a very productive card. Everything is, the fruit is growing, it is ready. You can see that they're joined together here and they're excited about the harvest that's coming, wealth, success. You have this new definition, you've moved to this new understanding of what it means to be wealthy. And that's when you're looking from the inside out. And so there is this beautiful message that's unfolding here about letting go, right, of all those limits that you have set on yourself. And that's what those three swords represent, are those limits that we are putting on, that no, this is who you are supposed to be and should be and need to be and have to be and must be. It's all that stuff. It's limiting you based on what someone's opinion was, some human's opinion somewhere that was in fear and trying to gain control. And now you're being set free from that because you're learning your power of no. You're realizing from where you want to serve humanity, not from these expectations like I need to do all this stuff to be lovable and acceptable. No, you are set free. Now you can just do stuff from a place of joy and love instead. So you are moving to this new level of your worth and how you're looking at yourself during this period, which is beautiful. And of course, it starts now on June 4th is when the retrograde starts, and it goes all the way through October 23rd. So you have a few months to just, in a very gentle and compassionate way with yourself, just question these things, understand this, and definitely connect to the higher realms during this, because that's your source of unconditional love. And that's how you absorb it into you, is by experiencing it and interacting with that love, that unconditional love, over and over and over again. So I love this for you. I hope this helps. And if you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these weekly energy updates, I also put out other videos, like monthly videos for each of the zodiac signs and a few other types throughout the month. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up, click the like button. Also click the subscribe button, and that gives you access to the notification bell. And when you go in there, if you select the all option, then you'll be notified of any new videos that come out on this channel. And also doing those things helps spread the love, and it helps this channel grow as well. Because when you like a video and you share a video, comment on a video, and especially if you subscribe to a channel, doing those things makes the YouTube algorithm so giddy excited and wants to share the videos of this channel with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, I'm of course very grateful for that. Also, these are general readings, and if you're looking for even more specific information for your specific life, I do offer personal readings, and all that information is in the description box below. All right, beautiful Aquarians, as you go through this amazing week, please know every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing week. I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. In the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.